Okay, so my name is Julia Stadnichuk and I'm the official representative of the international public movement Politics 2.0. And today we're going to give you an insight on how the election takes place in Russia. You will see it from the point of view of a citizen who comes to the polling station, gets the ballot paper, and I'll explain you what actually we are doing, why we're doing this, and how we look at the process of elections and of the democracy. Because if you have a closer look at what election is actually executing your power according to the main, according to the meaning of the word democracy. And there are two ways the citizens can execute their power is by voting on elections and by voting on referendums. So when you go to a polling station and when you get your ballot paper, this is the process when you get the document which proves that you are a citizen and you have the power according to the constitution. Well, it says so in the Russian Federation, that the nation is the source of power and the nation is to execute the power in the country, the nation, the citizens. In fact, what we are seeing right now, and what you'll probably see during the process of voting, which we will show you, this is not the process of elections. Actually, when you get your ballot paper right now, you delegate your authority not to the chosen candidate, but you rather delegate your authority to the election committee, because the committee itself decides whether to count your vote or not to count your vote. And you have no control over it, you have no power over it. You have probably seen all those things, all those situations when people just take piles of ballot papers and put them into this ballot box, or just cover up the cameras not to allow people see how the counting is taking place. This means that, yes, no, we're not showing faces. This means that you actually cannot control it. The only ones who control it is the election committee. And you will see it right now, how things are happening. And we are going right now to the polling station. One thing you have to remember is that we are not allowed to shoot people's faces, to capture people's faces. It's against the law. We have to have their agreement to do this, to publish the information about them personal data. And faces are also considered as personal data. And we are not allowed to publish any other personal data like names, addresses, and other things. And we're not allowed to capture videos on how people are voting, what are they doing with their ballot papers. But we can publish anything which has to do with me. My name is Julia Stadnichuk, and I'm going to this polling station here. This is actually a school, a municipal school. So if you have a question, who is the basis for this regime? Who are the people who support this regime? And you will probably be sure, you may probably be sure that these are the school administrations, teachers, directors, because they are those people who make the election committees, who count the votes, who take those piles of ballot papers and put them in some boxes and other things and prepare all those protocols of elections. So right now we will go to the polling station inside. You will see the process of getting the ballot papers and of other steps further on. According to the law, we're allowed to make video streams from inside of the polling station, but we have to make a note to the election committee, and we've prepared these papers saying that we are going to be voting, or we are going to be streaming. You see the celebration here. People are celebrating. So here's the sign saying that this is my polling station where I'm supposed to vote according to the law. I'm registered by this address. People are greeting me, saying hello. You can see policemen here controlling how things are going on. And we are going to this station according to my address. I live in Moscow, I'm registered by this address, so I'm getting my ballot paper here. So when you have a look at this process, you have to understand that there's no way you can actually vote for the things you want to happen. First of all, you have no control over how your vote will be counted. And further, you have no control over what this person you are voting for will be doing. So what we are saying right now is that the only way right now for the people to execute their power is to keep the power to themselves, not to delegate it to anybody, and to execute the power directly. And for this, you have to keep your ballot paper, to keep the power to yourself. And I have to tell you, this stream is going to be rather short, I'm afraid. In case you have further questions in English, please let me know. I'm sorry. Please let me know with your comments under the stream, and I will answer the questions, and I will make further streams in English to explain how things are going right now. So we're going right now to the polling station. You can see people working here. These are members of the election committee, and I'm here to visit the secretary of the election committee in order to give him the information letter about the fact that we are going to be streaming. Здравствуйте, я бы хотела дать уведомительное письмо, что я собираюсь вести трансляцию и что не буду публиковать никаких запрещенных данных. По закону можно, у меня даже ссылка стоит. А? У меня не СМИ, у меня общественное движение, как у гражданина. Нет. Зачем? Вы считаете, что граждане поражены в правах в отношении по сравнению с... А я хотела заявление отдать, но сейчас думаю, нужно вам это уведомление или нет. Так, статус объявления, правах избирателей. Forgotten this book. Относительно ведения эфира, относительно возможности ведения эфира, я снимал на... Нет, во-первых, камера смотрит на меня, а во-вторых, я имею право вас снимать. Я не буду снимать граждан, я не буду снимать ничьи персональные данные. Я сейчас снимаю себя, почему я вас не имею права снимать? А это где, в каком законе написано? В законе есть разъяснение суда и избирательной комиссии, посвященное тому, что граждане имеют право снимать так же, как и средства массовой информации. А поскольку вы являетесь сотрудниками, в данном случае, участковой избирательной комиссии, на вас не распространяется вся информация, касающаяся персональных данных. Она распространяется только на других участников выборов. И я их ни в коем случае не снимаю, только себя и вас, и полицию. Вы давали тем фактом, что вы работаете в участковой избирательной комиссии. Но вы находитесь при исполнении, вы находитесь на службе сейчас. Нет, как раз мы согласно закону мы имеем право вас снимать. Да.
Но если я не хочу, чтобы вы меня снимали.
Ну тогда вам нужно другую работу найти. Вам тогда нужно найти другую работу.
Сама по себе работа вас подразумевает.
К сожалению, работа подразумевает. Мы не снимаем избирателей, не публикуем данные, не публикуем никаких частных данных.
Самое главное, да, чтобы не были нарушены права избирателей.
Ни в коем случае. Избиратель ни в коем случае, мы прекрасно знаем об этом.
Снимать это общественное.
Главное, все это зафиксировано, то есть вы, как бы мы здесь официально заявляем о том, что мы так будем делать. Ни в коем случае. So, we have a small discussion regarding the fact, do we have the right to film the people or do we not have the right? So we found out that we have the right. And unfortunately, I'm afraid the stream is going to be ending very soon, so I'm going to get my ballot paper. Дом 107, корпус 2, квартира 159, Стадничук, Юлия Владимировна. I have to tell my address, so that I could get my ballot paper right now. I'm registered by this address, and they have a book saying that I'm registered by this address and I live here, so they have to check it, and they check it, in fact. I give my passport, so they check whether this is me or not. Coming here. I don't have the right to capture people's faces and people's personal data, only my own. You see the addresses here. So I've signed, and I have my ballot paper given to me. Please have a look at this. And right now we are making our further step. And this is it. So we are keeping our ballot paper. У меня есть заявление о том, что я сохраняю свой избирательный бюллетень в соответствии с законом. Вот, пожалуйста. Я вас об этом информирую, я это делаю не в первый раз.
Это ваше право. Вы его уносите с собой.
Да. Okay, so I have kept my ballot paper. I've given my...
Нет, уже в сторону книг не надо. Проходите.
Никакие книги. I have kept my ballot paper and I'm leaving this polling station with my ballot paper. You can see it with me, so it's quite easy. It is legal, totally legal. And this is the only way for you right now to execute the democracy, in fact. So we are leaving the polling station right now. You can see the voting boxes here. You can see the information stands here and the policemen. And here are the names of the candidates. So we have all the information, but since we do not trust the election system itself, we are not voting for any of the candidates because we do not think that the votes will be counted correctly. Не только английский. Окей, да, к сожалению, трансляция сейчас закончится. У меня почему-то очень быстро съелась батарейка. Мы сохранили свой бюллетень. Как вы видели, никаких сложностей у нас не возникло. Это абсолютно законно, о чем секретарь нам сказал. Это все прекрасно знают в Москве. Это для всех, кто переживает законно и незаконно сохранять бюллетень. Все те, кто переживали о том, что нас арестуют, не дадут что-то там сделать и так далее. На этот раз действительно председательская избирательная комиссия была другая, не та, которая была раньше, которая не вела с нами дискуссию о том, имеем мы право снимать их или не имеем. Сейчас была небольшая дискуссия, но тем не менее. Так что, как вы видите, процесс достаточно простой, абсолютно законный. Никаких вопросов не возникает по поводу стриминга тоже. Вот, я боюсь, что сейчас все прервется, но мы с вами все сделали. Вопросов, я вижу, не возникло. Неважно, вы понимаете, у нас же было уже два момента, когда мы сохраняли бюллетени, так что мы прекрасно знаем, как этот процесс происходит. Мы подготовлены к разговорам, и могу сразу всем сказать, кто делает это в первый раз, обязательно сделайте, потому что потом вы просто понимаете уже, что это происходит, как идет процесс, вы понимаете, что вы правы, понимаете, как разговаривать. Это поможет вам даже в дальнейшем при общении с государственными органами в принципе, потому что вы будете понимать, что они запросто могут быть неправы и могут не знать ваши права, а вы можете прекрасно знать, как дальше действовать. So let me tell you once again in English. So if you have further questions regarding why keeping ballot paper, why do we think that the counting is not correct and things are going wrong with the democracy all over the world, not just Russia, it's the same all over the world, because we heard other expert opinion leaders in other countries saying that please do not vote because they do not count your vote right. You don't have to go to the to the polling station. This is not true. You have to go to the polling station, but you have to take your ballot paper and not vote. This is the only way to keep your authority right now and execute it directly. Because legally, you become really a free citizen which possesses the power and has the right, all the legal rights to execute the power directly once you keep it. The election process is actually the process of delegating the power you have as a citizen to the chosen candidate. And since you are not voting, you are not delegating, and you have it to yourself. And the International Covenant on Citizen and Political Rights, Civil and Political Rights, says that all the people, all the citizens have the right to execute the power either directly or via the elections. So, since you keep your ballot paper, you have the right to execute your power directly and not to expect any elections or any other thing. So I thank you all for the attention. I'm afraid I have to finish right now, but we'll keep in touch, and I hope I will go online tonight, and we'll discuss the elections once again in more detail. So thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye, and keep your ballot papers. No matter wherever you are, almost all the countries except for Bhutan or something like that have signed this International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and do admit your right as a citizen to keep your ballot paper and to execute the power directly. So please go to the polling station during the elections and keep the ballot papers. to keep the power to yourself and become a really free citizen. Thank you so much for your attention. Всех благодарю за внимание. Сегодня мы встретимся еще в эфире. Боюсь, что сейчас вынуждены заканчивать. Всего доброго и до свидания.